Hello everyone and welcome back to Green Lantern Rise of the Manhunters, and in this part we're gonna be finishing the first level and maybe trying out some other levels. We don't have much left for this level anyway, so we're just gonna be going through this final siege of enemies and destroying their shit and busting their heads open. The deal with like evil robots, I guess. Yeah, I forgot to talk. I forget if no, they did show it off earlier, but those tower things you can destroy. They're basically just essentially like if you don't destroy it, then more of them will show up. They're basically just infinite teleporters and stuff for them. So the main thing to tell you for this is just basically go after them first, and yeah, then just rock their shit in, I guess. Yeah, one thing I tried to avoid with this playthrough, especially because of how easy it is. Like you can, one thing, like you can grab certain enemies and just basically hurl them off the edge. So throughout the playthrough, there are these lanterns that'll pop up periodically, and basically just all that it really boils down to is it's basically a refill for your health and your energy and stuff. So also it fills up your ring surge, which I'll be showing off here in a second once we get to the boss. But yeah. Yeah, and you'll know once once the screen flashes like that, then all the enemies will be taken care of. Alright, so now we got this asshole up here. So, I mentioned that they brought back Ryan Reynolds to play Hal Jordan. I don't think he actually did it. I don't think he actually did too bad of a job. I mean, his costume is CG, which just looks stupid, but or it's just weird, like, in a sense. I could appreciate the idea, but it just would have worked better if they had a practical costume for him to wear. But it's not a bad design for Green Lantern, honestly. I like that there's the implication of just like the inner muscle on the outside. But yeah, it's definitely a unique look. So because I played this on my main profile, I decided to just go through the level select to get the next course, or just use the level select, because I assume that if I played the first level, then it would just basically it would go on to the next level after completing it. But no, what happens is that it sends you back to the main menu. So I basically had to edit out the menu in between levels. Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, now we have these flying levels, which I guess is supposed to change the pace up from fighting on the ground, because you can't fly in regular levels, which I don't understand why that is, or at least like have an ability to hover, or it's just something. Especially because you're moving so slow from one area to the next. They'd at least give you something. But no. Instead, we have these on rails shooting sections where you're just mowing down manhunters and bombs and other stuff. Think of this as like, I guess, Star Fox in a sense. Baby's first Star Fox. I guess that's also how I would describe the main levels also. It's just Baby's first God of War. Because it's very simple to pick up and play. There's not too many hurdles that you really have to do. But yeah, this is it. This is basically just these levels in general. They're a lot shorter than the main ones too. This, like a level like this is like maybe like 5 minutes or so. It's not very long. So yeah, it's not very like a hard concept to grasp or anything. Also, while you're in this mode, there's no constructs for you to use. Like, you can shoot missiles at certain objects. I think that's the left trigger that does that. Left trigger shoots the missiles, and then, you know, your right trigger just shoots your beam. If you have a ring surge, then you basically just turn into a fighter jet, which is very HAL. Like, so probably would be something he would come up with, because he has no imagination whatsoever. So yeah, like, there's not really much else to say about these levels. It's just going through, shooting shit, and, you know, avoiding obstacles, and yeah, it's basically Star Fox. So I guess I'll talk about more Green Lantern and stuff. So we have Hal Jordan for like the movie continuity and stuff, but like there's tons of other human Green Lanterns. I mean, Hal's probably the one I'm most familiar with, but in terms of like other Green Lanterns, you got Alan Scott, who was the first Green Lantern back in the golden age of comics. Hal Jordan came afterwards. Then you have I think it was John Stewart afterwards, and also you got Guy Gardner, which is he's a bit of a hot mess. He's basically the Raphael of the Green Lanterns, weirdly enough, but.
But I'm thinking, why'd they send such a small force to invade all of Oa? Unless this attack was just a diversion.
No, it cannot be.
Sinestro.
Yeah. Kyle Rayner also is like basically 90s Green Lantern. When Hal became Parallax, they had Ganthet, who was like the last Guardian at the time, come to Earth, and they had him.
Well, I was a little busy myself. Where do you need me?
They had him basically give this one ring to an artist named Kyle Rayner, and he became basically the Green Lantern for a significant amount of time. Yeah. They've had more recent Green Lanterns too, like some that I'm not really familiar with, like Simon Baz, Jessica Cruz, and I think there's one more. I can't remember if it's in continuity or not, but yeah, there's a ton of opportunities for different hosts and Green Lanterns, and all of it is really cool at the end of the day.
Oh man, that does not look good. Ray, what is that thing?
So, back to the game for just a second. We have the Ultra Manhunters, which are these giant assholes. These are probably my least favorite enemy in the game to deal with, besides like the guys on the hoverboards, because what happens is that they have those buzz saws, and like once you're hit, then you can't like you're basically just stun locked. So if he just ambushes you with buzzsaw after buzzsaw after buzzsaw, he also has an ability where like he puts like an energy field around him. Yeah, he's just annoying to deal with. So yeah, it's and they have you deal with them like a lot, so mainly I just ambush him with like constructs and stuff. But it is satisfying once you're able to, you know, deal the finishing blow on them. One thing that I've noticed is that, you know, they have a guy doing, you know, they have Ryan Reynolds doing the, you know, main voiceover lines and stuff. But I'm almost convinced they got a separate guy to do just grunts and yells and stuff. Because it sounds nothing like Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my god.
Who's it? What is it?
So many dead. And their rings.
I know. Their wearer's dead. The power rings are programmed to find new
Yeah.
wearers.
I was going to explain that, but Kilowog is just stealing my job as a commentator.
Promise you, Kilowog. They won't have died in vain.
But yeah. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but as far as my favorite Green Lantern, it's got to be. It's both Hal and John Stewart, I think. John's like a military powerhouse, and he's a guy that, you know, has basically a lot of heart, and then Hal's just like the quintessential, you know, hero type for a Green Lantern. So I said I wasn't going to use that claw attack thing much, but I sort of lied. But you could see just right there how easy it is to grab enemies and, you know, just hurl them off the stage. Also, I gotta say, I really fucking hate those smaller Manhunters. They're just a bitch to deal. They're especially bad when like you're getting cornered by like 7 other Manhunters and they're just shooting their energy blasts at you from a distance. Also, when you try to attack them, they basically just run away from you, so it makes it more aggravating. Yeah.
Central Barrett catacombs. Green Lantern warriors are being overpowered. Backup is required.
Almost there.
Alert.
So I didn't really talk about this last time, but when you'll unlock constructs as you keep playing. So this is a scenario where you'll unlock a bomb to destroy certain walls and stuff. Usually they show you a pop-up explaining, you know, the item itself, but because I'm replaying levels, it's not really the case. So just didn't want to confuse anyone, but yeah, we're done with part 2. So come back next time, and we'll do this thing, I guess. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. I'll see you all next time. Thank you all so much for watching, and don't forget to take care of yourselves. See ya.